about how to teach a person who's never ground fighting before or has really doesn't have the skill set around that. So first thing to do is go through the rules: no punching, no slamming. They can stand up. They can stand up while they're changing position, but other than that, they need to be on the knees. And then the 5 ground fighting positions. So full mount, closed guard, side control, knee on belly, and rear mount. If they understand those, then they've got something tangible to actually, specific to actually work towards. Then we did the bridge and roll. We trap the arm, turn your wrist so you don't get hurt. We're punching up to tip them over against the closed guard, and then we looked at exiting the closed guard, hands above the shoulders, jumping up, popping the feet apart, and then back into full mount again so we get that roll going. And the last thing we just did then was butterfly guard, which is feet together and knees splayed, and then using that to move the person from one place to another. Yeah, we're comfortable with all of that? Yes. Yeah, it's not to take in, I know that, but always written down on those sheets, feel free to write anything you want on there. And what I strongly advise you to do is to find someone who's really lower ground fighting, have a play with it. If you've got different strategies, obviously share them. If you've got other things that have worked as well, obviously share them. But let's give these a go and see how people progress with those. Right, happy so far? Cool, brilliant. So, the next thing to look at then is what to do if someone has trapped you. You've got them in close guard, so you're limited their movement, but then what do you do? That's a lot of problems. The next problem I see people have a lot is they've got someone in close guard, they don't know what to do next. So we're going to look at some chokes. So I'm bringing some chokes in, certainly some of the kids now, the advanced level kids at 12. I'm happy with chokes. I think as coaches we need to make a sensible decision. We do dynamic risk assessments anyway, so we need to make a risk assessment in the class. You need to speak to your sensei to make sure he's comfortable with what you're doing. But if they're half decent students at a sensible level and they're going to be sensible about it, then I don't see why they can't start to put a few chokes on. They're going to experience it from competitions, what you tell me, that it happens. So it's good that they're aware of what's coming and then they can work around that, right? So, look at the first one. Now, leave it up, please. So he's pushed me backwards and I've got him in a closed guard. So what am I going to do from here? So there's a few things that I go for. Look at 3 things that I go for. So one of the first ones is a gi choke. So with my hand, my right hand, palm facing up, I'm going to feed it back until I find the label on his gi. Once I've found the label, I'm going to close my fist, I'm going to drop my wrist. This action here puts pressure on his trapezius muscle and his collarbone, so it'll start to feel uncomfortable. So I stick that hand into there, and then I close that down, and then they often get that response from it. The hand then, I'm going to go underneath, I can go either. I'm going to go all in as far back as with that one, but I'm going to go a little bit far back. Then I'm going to get that nice and tight. I'm going to bring my elbows down to my chest. Till I get a tap. Now, what I used to do was I used to do that. But if I do that again, I need to push my elbows together. Use your hand to do it. So if he does that, I've lost it. But if I bring my elbows down to my body, push my elbows together, I can't because my body's in the way. Yeah? So that's the best way to do it. Keep your elbows quite close together and bring them down onto your body. If you do that immediately, it might work, but there's a fair chance it won't. They'll push your arms together. So that's your first one, so gi choke. Next one is an arm triangle. So we push this arm across, we cut up into here. There's a few ways to do this, which will come out in a second. I want his arm under his chin, really, but you can't always get that. I'm going to cup my hands together and I'm just going to squeeze my shoulder into his tricep to push his arm into his neck. So I'm going to come into there. Okay? Yep. So we'll do that the other way, just so we can see. Across. Hands together, clapping. No thumb as usual. Again, put shoulder onto his tricep, and then push that in to that one. And then the last one is leg triangle. So this is good from a butterfly guard because you've created space. But let's assume that we're doing it from, just give us your hands. Let's assume we're doing it from spider guard. So I can go hip, shoulder, there, push the arm across as before, lift this foot up, trap my knee behind, and then squeeze it to finish it off. Happy with those? Yep. Yep. Okay. So we'll go that then.